Do not make these 25 mistakes if you come into bars in Pattaya. Number one, the 3-day rule, probably the most important rule on this list. Now, if you see a girl for more than 3 days in Pattaya, you're gonna catch feelings for each other. She's gonna tell all her friends and her family about you. You're gonna be thinking this girl is the one, and she's gonna be making you feel like she's the only one here in a city of thousands of girls. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up spending all of your time with this girl, all of your money, only to find out that in the end, was it really worth it? If you come in here on a holiday for 2 weeks and you end up spending the whole 2 weeks with this girl, then you're gonna go home feeling like, what the hell have I done? You're gonna be missing her, you're gonna be all emotional over this one girl, or you're gonna make the mistake I did and end up living with this girl, and you're gonna be shackled up in a condo 1 year later talking about holidays and pets, and I didn't plan for any of this, and look what's happened to me. And just so you know, I did actually used to work here, so all the points on this list are valid because I've seen them with my own 2 eyes. Number two, bring as much cash with you as possible and avoid these stupid ATM fees. If you come in here from home, take out as much money as you can from home and bring that with you when you're here. Each time you use an ATM here, you've got to pay 220 baht fee. And if you're doing this for 5 times a week for the entirety of your stay here, it's going to add up. You're going to pay over $100 in a month on ATM fees, and you don't want that. It's not worth it. Bring as much cash with you as you can from your home country first. Don't exchange it here. Avoid the exchange rate. Do it. Number three, don't get throwing your money around in the bar and showing off. And you shouldn't do this for 2 reasons. Number one, you're just going to lose a lot of money from trying to, show everyone a good time, which, some people do want to do. But the reality is these girls are just laughing at you behind your back, and they're all talking about how much money this guy's throwing around, and they've stopped caring about you as a person or having a conversation with you, and all they want now is your drinks and your money. Don't throw your... Number four, always check your bill, or bin as they call it over here, and make sure all of the drinks on there are correct. I've seen it 100 times when girls have tried to put extra drinks on there, and they'll ask for 1 drink and they end up getting a rack, and they say, oh, sorry, because they're trying to get more drinks. Always make sure after every drink, you've only got the drinks on your bill that you want and that you've paid for, because these girls out here will try and fleece you for everything. And this brings me straight onto number 5, always pay your bill. Now, I don't know if you've seen the video going around of what happened to those 2 guys that didn't want to pay the bill at Helicopter Bar right here, but if you didn't, check out the video online because it's brutal. The bottom line is, if you don't pay your bill, security are going to come. If you still don't pay it, you're going to get your head kicked in, and then you're going to get arrested. You're going to get banned from the bars as well, and you're going to be put on a blacklist, and that is the last thing you want here. Always pay your bill, be respectful, don't cause any trouble when it comes to paying for bills out here, because they don't mess around. We're guests in their country, not the other way around. Okay, so number 6 is not paying your bar fine when you want to take a lady, and this is a big mistake to make, and a lot of guys try and get around this one by hanging around outside the bars for the girls to finish work and then trying to sneak off with them later. But the people working inside the bars can always tell when this is going on from the way people are acting outside the bars, from the way the girls acting inside the bar. And what's going to happen is, if you do decide to do this and not pay the bar fine, is you're going to be put on a blacklist. You're not going to be able to enter any of these bars again. And the question is, do you really want to be banned from a lot of the bars around town just because you don't want to pay a bar fine? So number 7, taking a girl out the bar, becoming a boyfriend without buying her out a contract. Now, all of the girls work here on a monthly contract basis, and if any Prince Charming wants to come down here and take a girl away, he's got to buy her out a contract. Some bars are 10,000, 20,000, up to 30,000, and some guys don't want to pay that for obvious reasons, and they think they can just come down here, take her away, go live in the condo and not pay. And what's going to happen is your face is going to be put on a blacklist, and you're not going to be able to enter any of the bars down here again. What happens most times is these relationships only go on for a couple of months, and then the girl's back working in the bar, the customer's blacklisted, and he's thinking, what the hell have I done? Was that really worth it? And the answer is no, because that's a lifetime ban and nobody wants that. Okay, so number 8, buying illegal substances in the bar. And if you're doing this in Pattaya, in any bars, it doesn't take more than a minute for people to realise what you're asking for and what you're trying to do. And people don't put up with that here. It's not a thing here. People don't do it. Maybe in some sketchy bars over the other side of town, but I know on Soy 6, it's definitely not a thing. And ultimately, if you start asking around, people are going to notice. And if you do anything, you're going to get caught and, you know, you're going to get arrested. And from what I heard, you have to pay $5,000 to get yourself out of jail here. Nobody wants to pay that. Okay, so coming in at number 9 is don't get too drunk, and it is very easy to get drunk here in this environment. But what's going to happen is if you get too drunk, you're going to get barred again, and people get barred here on a daily basis. You know, it's a shame just to ruin your chances of ever coming down here again just for getting drunk one night. Control your alcohol, remember to drink plenty of water, have a good meal before you come out, because if you start being drunk in the bar and doing stupid things, people aren't going to put up with it because you're giving a bad experience for everyone else in the bar. These bars are only small, and if you've got one drunk idiot in there causing problems, they're going to kick you out and you're going to get... Okay, so number 10, we are flying through this list. Don't get taking pictures inside the bars. There's posters up everywhere saying no cameras, no photos, and this is for obvious reasons. One being because the girls don't want their families, boyfriends, partners, anyone up north to know they're working in a bar. And another reason is that there's other customers in the bar that also don't want the pictures taken. If you've got Larry who's come here, who's got a wife and 2 kids back home, and he comes out here for a holiday, and then his wife sees pictures of him online with some, you know, hot Asian girl, she's going to think, what the hell? And that's actually happened here before, and people have got in a lot of trouble. There's been a lot of problems caused just by people taking... So number 11, and this one is going to lead me straight onto number 12 and straight onto number 13, and it's being aggressive with the girls and manhandling them. Now, I've seen here before, a lot of guys come down here, they've had a few drinks, they start pulling the girls by the shirt and grabbing them by the arm and by the neck for a kiss, and you should never do this. You should avoid doing this at all costs. The reason being is because as soon as you start annoying that girl, she's going to go tell the manager, she's going to go tell the mama-san, and then you're going to have the eyes on you. You're going to have other customers looking at you as well. And this leads me on to number 12, which is don't get started in any fights in the bar. If you start fighting with another customer and then you're having it out, you know, everyone's going to start going crazy, the security are going to get called, and if you start picking a fight with them, well, then, you know, all hell's broke loose and you're on a slippery slope. Because this brings me on to number 13, which is disrespecting the Thais. I'm sure you've all heard some stories of what happens when you disrespect the Thais. If you disrespect one of them, you disrespect all of them. If you push one, throw a punch, you're going to have 5 come from every little alley, motorbike guys, street food guys, all come over to you and start kicking your head in, even if they don't know you, because you've picked on a Thai person, you've disrespected him in their country. They're all going to team up together and come out the woodwork and, you know, kick your head in. And then after that, you're probably going to get arrested as well. So that is definitely the last thing you want to do. Don't get manhandling the girls. Don't get starting a fight in the bar. And then don't. 14, being sick or passing out in the bar. This is also a big no-no. The manager sees you, the mama-san sees you, they're just going to stop you having any more drinks, and they're going to get you to try and pay the bill. You might want to stay there for another couple of hours, you're just having a quick rest, but no, you're showing them that you're out for the count. And, you know, if you wake up and you don't want to leave, they're going to call security, and then if you're going to start causing a fuss again, you're going to get... Okay, so number 15, talking to another man's lady in the bar. This is a funny one because I've seen this happen before. What happens is the man will go to the toilet, he sees another girl that he likes, he'll go over to the table, be like, oh, I'll buy you a drink when he's gone. And if the guy catches you, it's going to go one of 2 ways. Number 1, he's going to be thinking, what the hell, why is this guy trying to chat up my girl? This ain't on, I'm not having this. He's going to, you know, start shouting in the bar, causing a scene. And number 2, this girl might try and sneak over to your table to try and have some drinks, trying to get a few more drinks in, a few more commissions. You know, these girls are drunk, they're floating from table to table. Some guys don't really care about this, but you're going to get other guys that do care. They've come here, they want to come here for a good night, they've chose the lady they want, and, you know, because another guy's trying to take his girl, he's getting upset. And depending on what kind of guy he is, he might, you know, be quiet, he might just leave the bar, or he might start trying to want to fight you. And, you know, this does happen. I've seen it happen. If you come into a bar, don't try and take another man's girl, just choose another. Number 16, avoid taking valuables out when you come to these bars. And I know for a fact There's been active pickpockets operating on Soi 6. I've had customers that are friends of mine tell me about how their wallet got stolen, regular customers, and these pickpocketers, they hang around, they wait for them to finish their drinks at the end of the night, and when they're drunk, walking home, they slip their hand behind the pocket and take the wallet. And it does happen, and it can happen. So avoid bringing vast amounts of cards and cash out with you. Avoid wearing any gold jewellery that's worth a lot of money as well. Nobody really gives a damn what you're wearing out here. As long as you're cool, you know, you'll get along with everyone just fine. You don't need to try and impress anyone with any expensive jewellery. This is all fake, what I wear. Leave your valuables at home, don't bring them out otherwise. Okay, so number 17, changing the music in a bar. And you don't want to be doing this because what you're ultimately going to do is you're just going to kill the vibe in there. If you go up there and change the music and you want to put some German rock on, or if you like Indian music, you're going to annoy all the staff, all the girls, and all the other customers are going to leave the bar. And you know, it's just bad vibes from there on out if you change the music, and then it's always a fight to try and get the music changed back. And so avoid changing the music in the bar if you want to stay on everyone's good side and keep everyone happy, because these girls ain't going to want to party with you listening to your music. They want to listen to their music. Okay, so going back to that point that I mentioned before about not bringing your valuables out, avoid taking valuables out. This next mistake is about leaving your valuables locked in the safe in your room. Now, I'm not saying all these girls are bad, but I have seen it when customers have come back in the bar the next day after taking a girl back from the bar, and they said, oh, my gold bracelet went missing last night, and they're looking at me, you know, confused, as if I've got the answer. And yeah, the answer is, if you take a girl back to your room, make sure everything is locked away, anything valuable, all your money, passport, phones, gold, anything like that, lock it away, because if anything goes missing, there's only one person to blame, and it's not always easy trying to get. 19, don't bring any of your own alcohol into a bar. Now, I know some people try and get a little bottle of spirit from 7-Eleven for 300 baht, bring it into the bars on Soi 6 and try and top the drinks up every now and then. But if the manager catches you doing this, you're going to get barred, and nobody wants that. I know the drinks can be a little bit expensive here, but you're better off paying a bit more than trying to sneakily bring your own drinks into a bar, being a cheap Charlie. So don't bring any alcohol into a bar, otherwise. Number 20, and if you've made it this far, I just want to tell you, I've got a secret hack for you at the end of the video, and it's going to make you stay here a lot more easy, a lot more enjoyable, and a lot more stress-free. Stay around till the end of the video for the secret hack. But let's get into number 20, which is dress code for the bars. Now, on Soi 6, LK Metro, Tree Town, Sobercal, there is no dress code whatsoever. But if you go down to Walking Street and you want to try and get into some of the clubs, they're going to be looking at your trainers, they're going to be looking at what you're wearing, and you know, if you don't fit the vibe, you ain't going to be allowed in. So dress accordingly when coming out to these bars otherwise. 21, don't bring any friends here that are underage into the bars. If you're going on a dad and son holiday and you want to go take your son to his first go-go bar, don't do it, because these people are easy to spot. You can tell them a mile away by the way they're acting, what they're talking about, and you're going to get asked for ID straight away. Well, the son is anyway. And you know, I've seen this happen a couple of times. You know, people do want to do it, take their son to his first go-go, but you're always so easy to spot, you never get away with it, and you end up getting barred and put on a. This is a big one and often overlooked, is that you shouldn't drink drive when leaving the bar. Don't get jumping on a motorbike and trying to drive. Oi, I'm trying to video here. And I know a lot of people just park the motorbikes here and hop on the bike, go straight down to the condo at the end of the night. But, you know, it takes me more than 2 hands to count the amount of people that have had motorbike accidents here after leaving Soi 6. And it happens all the time here. And it's going to end up costing you a lot of money, and you're going to be in a lot of pain if you do have an accident or worse. So don't drink. Okay, so the next one is using protection with these girls when you take them out the bar. Now, everyone should do this wherever you are in the world. But over here, you should think about it even more. Don't be an idiot. Don't try and think, you know, maybe. Just do it. Stay safe. Use protection. And if you start not doing that, you're going to be, you know, putting yourself at risk. And if anything does happen, you're going to end up having to pay medical bills, and you know, that's nobody wants. Coming in at number 24 is to avoid these beach road freelancers, and I spoke about this in my other video. I'll link it up there. And the reasons you want to do this is because these freelancers don't work in the bars, often because they're just whack job crazy, they've got mental issues, or they've failed tests in bars in the past, and people just don't want them working in the bars in general. Generally, they're just funny sort of people, and yeah, a lot of guys finish the night off and have a walk down the beach all the way down here, and end up picking up a straddler on the way home, and it's a very bad idea. And you can also wake up and get robbed and lose your phone, your money, your wallet. I spoke about that in another video up there, what happened to one of my friends, a real story. And the thing is, if any of this bad stuff does happen, you can't go back to that bar and trace where that girl was from, because she's working out there on the beach. How are you going to find her the next day? These girls move around everywhere, and you're never going to be able to track them down after something bad's happened, because they'll make sure you can't.